Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Game Night in the Region, streaming live on the Region Sports Network. We come to you tonight from the Steel Yard in Gary as Quintel Incorporated presents coverage of high school baseball as the Hebron Hawks take on the Wheeler Bearcats. I'm Leo Staudacher. I'll have the play-by-play for tonight's broadcast. Neutral site game at a great stadium here in Gary. This should be a fun one. So let's get ready to learn more about the two teams facing off here on the diamond. The starting lineup for the Hebron Hawks. They will be taking first at bats. They'll have Zach Peeler playing shortstop, batting first. Carter Riley playing left, batting second. Pete Sochi plays second base, bats third. Spencer Spinks will be the starting pitcher. He bats in the cleanup spot. Josh Cada bats fifth as a designated hitter. Owen Wallstrip plays third, bats sixth. Luke Carpenter bats seventh, plays center field. Travis Dupre plays first base, bats eighth. And rounding out the 1 through 9 is Bruce Hallberg. He plays first base. Cade Hildebrandt will be the catcher behind the plate for the Hebron Hawks from Coach Wayne Straka. And the defensive alignment for the Wheeler Bearcats, Jack Gates will be in center field. Chase Yannick will be in right field. Christian Kutka plays left field. Nick Bravo will be playing third base. Nick Mitchie will be playing shortstop. Vincent Tatini will be playing second base. Caleb McLaughlin will be at the other corner at first. Blake Leba plays catcher, and David Linlow will be the pitcher for the Bearcats. Braden Olson is the designated hitter. The Bearcats are coached by Daniel Stewart. So let's get ready to meet the starting pitchers for tonight's game. That means we turn to the Enigenberg Exteriors Home Improvement Hurlers for today, presented by Enigenberg Exteriors. For the Wheeler Bearcats, they will send David Linlow to the mound. He has an ERA of 10.5. He is 0-1 in 2 appearances. He has thrown 4 2/3 innings, allowing 9 hits, 12 runs, 7 of them earned. He has walked 4 and struck out 5. So he will be looking to get back on track against the Hebron Hawks, who will be sending Spencer Spinks, who is no record to show for on the year so far in 2 appearances. He's thrown 6 innings with 6 hits against, 4 runs, 2 of them earned. His ERA sits at 2.33. He's walked 7 and struck out 7. We'll take a look now at the game night finishing up that one real quick. Those are your Enigenberg Exteriors Home Improvement Hurlers for tonight's game. Enigenberg Exteriors, your all-in-one roofing specialist. Visit ebergexteriors.com for a quote. The first pitch forecast is brought to you by our friends at Economy Electric Heating and Cooling. Tonight's forecast, as we take a look at the weather in Gary, as soon as I pull it up, it is 45 degrees and relatively cloudy. Still a lot of sun peeking through, but a lot of clouds in the sky. Temperatures will drop to the low 40s. Sunset forecasted around 7:31. That's the game night forecast brought to you by Economy Electric Heating and Cooling, keeping you cool in the summer and cozy in the winter. So we are getting ready for first pitch here at the Steel Yard. We see the Bearcats on the field. So David Linlow will be looking to break through against the Hebron Hawks team. Hebron 3-1-1 on the year. They have not played a game in Porter County Conference yet. They are 2-0 on the road, while Wheeler 2-3. Officially, last night's game is a tie for now. It was called due to darkness in the top of the 5th inning against Griffith. It was 5-5, tied at that point. So they will be resuming that one at some point. They are 0-1 in Greater South Shore Conference play. They are 0-0 in neutral site games, so you see them taking the field in their white uniforms with white caps, orange brims on those. They have green numbers on the back of those uniforms with Bearcats across the chest. Some green stripes on the sleeves as well. Orange font across the front, while Hebron will be wearing black uniforms with white pinstripes on those, white numbers, and red lettering across the chest. They'll be wearing red caps with black brims, white pants for the Hebron Hawks as well. So getting closer and closer to first pitch here at the Steel Yard. on what's a good day for baseball. We see the leadoff hitter, Zach Peeler, starting to make his way to the batter's box. So let's get ready. Final preparations being made for the two squads. But a good day for a non-conference neutral site game for the kids, too. It's fun to get to play at a professional stadium, home of the Gary South Shore Railcats. You get to play on bigger dugout, nicer locker rooms, all that stuff. It's a great experience to get to do so early in the season. So getting ready now for the top of the first inning. Zach Peeler gets ready in the right-handed batter's box. David Lindlow, the right-handed pitcher, kicks and fires towards the plate. We're underway. He sends a fastball upstairs for ball one. First pitch coming in at 4:47. So now Lindlow gets the sign from his catcher and delivers. Swing and a miss, strike one. David Leba behind the plate for the Bearcats. So the count 1-1. Lindlow's pitch towards the plate. Tries to drop it in for a strike, but it misses up high. So I'm going to go with the off-speed pitch there, but it didn't break. Didn't break where he needed it to, so the count now 2-1. Now the righty goes through his motion and spikes that fastball outside, so he's quickly behind 3-1. And for Peeler, you're trying to do your part here. Start with a leadoff walk and make that starting pitcher really have to work. Peeler just 1 for 11 on the season, so the junior trying to increase his on-base percentage. The 3-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike two. So now we go full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. So Lindlow takes a peek at his catcher. Settles at the belt. And now he fires the payoff pitch. That's low for ball 4. It's a nice at-bat for Peeler to start the game off with a walk. So now Carter Riley will step up for the Bearcats. Riley's batting .250 on the season. He's 3 for 12. So he gets ready to work with nobody out and a man on first. Peeler steps out to a lead. Lindlow on the mound. Takes a long pause and fires towards the plate. That fastball gets away from the catcher. Off to the races is Peeler. He gets second base, turns, and will scoot back over to second, but he was able to advance 90 feet there. So that fastball was low and outside. It got away from Leba and allows him to advance. So the count quickly 1-0, and for Lindlow, you're trying to just send in strikes. He gets ready on the mound, looks over at the runner on second, back towards the plate. Sends the 1-0, pops it into the glove for a strike, evens the count up at 1-1. Just trying to get back in the count here against Riley. He'll step off the rubber, steps back on. Lindlow, the junior right-hander, looking for the first out of this ball game. Here's the pitch. Bounces low outside for a ball. We go 2-0. So he's quickly falling behind here in this count against Riley. You don't want to allow Hebron to jump out to an early lead. This pitch hammered high in the air, but it's going to curve foul, possibly playable, and it goes into the seats out in left field. So Riley got a good uppercut on it, but It went directly up, and away out of the field of play. So that's the first strike of the count. Now it's 2-1. So Linlow working with a runner on second base. Spins that breaking ball outside. Makes it 3-1. So you have to be careful here. You don't want to walk the first two batters. As Riley ahead in this count. 3 balls, 1 strike. Linlow delivers. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Or that is strike 3. So down swinging is Riley. That's the first strikeout of the day for Linlow. That helps out his cause. And now we'll see Pete Sochi, the junior second baseman, step up for the Hawks.
Number 13, Sochi.
Pete Sochi batting .438 this season. He's driven in 2 runs, 2 doubles as well, so he's working now with a runner in scoring position. The first pitch from Linlow. Swinging over that off-speed pitch is Sochi for strike 1. So after the leadoff walk by Peeler, he was able to advance the second on a pass ball. And now Sochi's trying to bring him home. The 0-1. Poked foul back towards the screen. Quickly behind 0-2 is Sochi, so he'll have to dig in here against Linlow. He's looking to put outs on the board for the Bearcats. Linlow settles on the mound, looks at the runner on second, gets ready to go towards the plate, and he will. That one breaks outside for a ball, so back in the count is Sochi. The count 1-2 with 1 away here in the top of the first. Runner on second base for the Hawks. The 1-2. Drilled through the middle of the infield. It skips its way out towards center field. Hustling towards the plate is Peeler. The throw will not be in time. Peeler scores, and the Hawks strike first here on an RBI single from Sochi. So that was hit in a good spot by Sochi. Took a good bounce as well all the way out to center field. And then with that slow rollout to Gates in center, he wasn't able to get there. Really, by the time he picks the ball up off the grass, Peeler was already charging towards home plate. A throw was not going to beat him. So the Hawks lead 1-0, and now Spinks puts this one high in the air towards center field. Charging in is Gates. It drops in front of him. Sochi will advance to second. Spinks is on base with a single, so back-to-back singles now for the Hawks. And that was Spencer Spinks, the starting pitcher, helping out his own cause. Now Josh Kenda will work for the Hawks. See a substitute runner in for Spinks on base as he is the starting pitcher, so he gets an underclassman in to run for him. Camden Mulhern, the sophomore, will take Spinks' place on base. So he gets ready to start his day on the mound. So here's Kenda, left-handed batter against right-handed pitcher. 2 runners on, 1 away. Here in the top of the first inning, Linlow steps off the rubber. So for the Hawks, you're trying to limit the damage here. Keep it at just 1 run surrender. Don't let things get out of control. There have already been 2 quick singles. And this one drilled out towards center field. Going back is Gates, and he makes the catch for the second out. So there are 2 away. Gates making the play in center field. It was hit pretty high in the air, but it really didn't travel all that far. Gates just had to move a little over to his right and make the catch. And now Owen Walstra bats for Hebron with 2 on, 2 away. He will look to try to extend the inning. Linlow will try to retire him and get his bats up. The pitch. Called for a strike. So good way for Linlow to start this AB. He's ahead 0-1. And he chops this one towards left field, high in the air. Calling for it is Kutka. He takes a journey to get under it. Falling a little to his left, but still made the grab for out number 3. But the Hawks score 1 run on 2 hits. So the Bearcats will look to strike back with their first at-bats when we return for the bottom of the first inning. That's next. You're watching Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Quintel Incorporated is a family-owned and operated company located in Northwest Indiana that specializes in the reconditioning, repair, and remanufacturing of heat exchangers. Since 1994, Quintel has been handling jobs of all sizes throughout the country. Equipped with the most modern technology and advanced tools, Quintel provides top-notch service. When you trust Quintel for all your needs, you'll get peace of mind and a finished job that exceeds your expectations. For more info about Quintel and the services they provide, visit quintel-inc.com.
When life keeps you busy and you can't get to the store, shop online with Strack & Van Til To Go. Our to-go service is easy to use. Register using your rewards account information, fill your virtual cart, and choose delivery or pickup. Once your order is in, our own Strack & Van Til team preps your order with care. With our to-go service, you can earn reward points and save time and money with our online coupons and weekly ad prices. Life made simple, shopping made easy. For more information or to sign up, visit shop.strackandvantil.com.
At the conclusion of tonight's game, we'll name the Crowell Companies Lantern Man Superhero of the Game. Crowell Companies have offices open from 9 o'clock to 7 o'clock Monday through Friday, and Saturdays till 2 in Highland, Merrillville, and Michigan City. Leo Staudaher back with you here at the Steel Yard in Gary for this neutral site matchup between the Hebron Hawks and the Wheeler Bearcats. Hebron struck first in the top half of the inning by getting on the board. 1 run on 2 hits, an RBI single by Pete Sochi to bring Peeler across the plate. Now we'll see Spencer Spinks, the right-hander, on the mound for Hebron. And getting the inning started for Wheeler will be Chase Yannick. He's playing for the right field for the Bearcats. He swings over that first pitch. So Yannick, the corner outfielder, leading off for Wheeler. The next one outside for a ball. We go 1-1. Yannick, a senior, can play infield and outfield, so a versatile player. The 1-1. Called strike 2. Good spot in the corner by Spinks. So now it's a 1-2 count. Through the windup is Spinks. He fires. Low and away for ball 2. So it's 2-2, an even count for a Wheeler team that's trying to bounce back after last night's game was called due to darkness. So it's a conference opponent in Griffith. It was a 5-5 tie in the 5th. The 2-2 pitch. Outside for a ball. Now we'll go full. Good take by Yannick on a fastball that was breaking low, or going low. And now the payoff pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. A good pop in the glove on the fastball. And Spinks retires Yannick to start off this bottom of the first inning. Nick Machichi will be batting second for Wheeler. He's an infielder for the Bearcats. Playing shortstop today. First pitch from Spinks. Grabs the outer third of the zone for a strike. Machichi, a junior, also works as part of the Bearcats pitching staff, playing at the shortstop position today. He checks up on that one, but it's going to be a strike anyway. A good pitch by Spinks. A lot of life on that fastball from the righty. It's going to be tough to catch up to. The 0-2. Knocked away, foul. So it remains 0-2. So you saw Machichi try to climb the ladder with that one. It was going higher in the zone. He was just able to tip it away off the lower part of the bat and stay alive in this count. Now the 0-2. Skips outside for a ball. Spinks was trying to take something off of it, put it lower in the zone, but it was way low and hit the ground a little too early. The 1-2. Called strike 3. He retires. Machichi looking. Back-to-back strikeouts for Spinks here in the bottom of the first. The righty is dealing. Nick Bravo batting third for Wheeler. He is playing third base as well. So that one's outside for a ball, but Spencer Spinks giving his team a good start here at the Steel Yard. Back-to-back strikeouts. The 1-0, swing and a miss, strike 2. You can see when he gets that fastball up high, it is tough to catch up to. The Bearcat hitters are trying to go with it. They see fastball, even though it's going higher, you're still trying to do something with it. The 1-1, outside for a ball. But you don't realize that it's going to rise so hard when it's flying at you that fast. So 2-1 count. Spinks against Bravo. It spins outside. We go 3-1. So the Bearcats looking for their first base runner of the game. They trail 1-0. Bravo sends that one up through the middle of the infield. He gets Wheeler their first hit of the ball game and keeps the inning going with that 2-out single. So when you're facing a fastball pitcher, if you're able to catch up to one, you could do some damage with it, as Bravo shows there. Here's Braden Olson, batting with a runner on and 2 away. That's high and inside. Olson has to lean out of the way to avoid getting hit by that one. Olson, the designated hitter, batting in the cleanup spot for the Bearcats. Junior, also one of their regular pitchers. The throw over to first base, sliding back safely is Bravo. So Spinks was trying to check up on him, but he was able to avoid it. Count 1-0. So Spinks takes a peek towards the plate. Put on the ground by Olson, over towards second base where it's scooped up by Sochi. He fires sidearm to first base to get the third out. Wheeler gets a runner on but can't advance him. They go back to the dugout, trailing 1-0. We're through 1. Here at the Steel Yard, you're watching Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Four Seasons Mechanical proudly serves Northwest Indiana, providing quality, reasonably priced, reliable service. With a quality and comfort guarantee, the professionals at Four Seasons Mechanical offer a wide range of services in heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Whether it's residential or commercial, Four Seasons Mechanical is there 24/7. To find out more, the website is fourseasonsmechanical.com or give them a call at 219-756-7020. Four Seasons Mechanical, your indoor air quality specialist.
Our hero, Lantern Man, faces off against a nefarious insurance swindler.
I'll trick them into a contract and just keep raising the rates.
Luckily, they can make a call to Crow Company's Lantern Man. He's always ready to protect families from the insurance swindler.
I can easily defeat your overpriced policies. Fair prices always prevail when you call me, the Crow Company's Lantern Man. Crow Company's insurance professionals. Highland, Merrillville, and Michigan City.
At the conclusion of tonight's game, we'll name the Boilermakers Local 374 Blue Collar Player of the Game, brought to you by Boilermakers Local 374. Earn while you learn with Boilermakers Local 374. Top two here at the Steel Yard. Wheeler and Hebron facing off in a non-conference neutral site game. There'll be another game after. We see Boone Grove just showed up there, hanging out, waiting, and watching the game. That's a fun thing about a neutral site doubleheader where you have 4 teams playing it. To hang out, watch some other teams that maybe you're going to see play or have seen already. And baseball's a small community. Everybody's played travel ball or played Little League together at some point, so you know guys on all 4 of these teams. So cool community aspect, seeing the teams that are playing next, hanging out, watching the game. It's a good day for baseball here. 2 games at the Steel Yard, and I mentioned it's a cool initiative by the Railcats to open up the ballpark to let some high school teams play here as they get ready for opening day early in May. Here's Luke Carpenter, the center fielder for the Hawks. Carpenter, a senior, batting .200 on the year. Works in the left-handed batter's box against Linlow. The pitch. Chopped towards second base, charging forward Statini. He picks it up off the dirt, fires to first, gets the out. Nice play by the second baseman to retire Carpenter. So that helps Linlow's cause too. You throw 1 pitch, get 1 out. After the first inning where you were hit twice and walked 1 batter, you quickly get 1 out. That helps. Travis DePra, the junior, playing first base today. Bats in the right-handed box against Linlow. The first pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 1. He swung over it. Nice off-speed delivery by Linlow. So now the righty looking like he's starting to settle in. After he ended the first inning with 2 straight flyouts, and then he gets a ground out to open this one. So using his defense behind him to try to get some outs. He has 1 strikeout on the day, though. The 0-1. There's the fastball. He gets him to swing and miss for strike 2. Good life on that fastball from Linlow. And here's the pitch. Popped in the air to shallow, or towards second base. Calling for it is Statini, and he makes the catch. So, busy day for Statini over at second base. Busy second inning, I should say. You get the ground out. Then you have to track down that fly ball that was pretty high in the air. And it's a sunny day. They're turning the lights on. They're starting to take effect. So a few different variables, but he handled it. Here's Bruce Hallberg. Who is playing first base. DePra, who just flew out, he's playing right field. Hallberg is playing first. He swings over that one for a strike. Hallberg's playing first. DePra in right field. Just had to double check. It's hard to read my own writing sometimes. The 0-1 bounces its way outside for a ball. We go 1-1. 2 away here in the top of the second. Nobody on base. Hebron leads 1-0. They had 2 hits to open up the ball game. The 2-1. That's outside for a ball. We go 3-1. So now Linlow trying to get Hallberg out here and avoid facing the top of the order here in the second inning. Peeler's on deck. He started the game with a walk. He wanted to avoid having to face him until the third inning. 3-1. Put in the air towards center field. Gates has a path to the baseball. He comes in and makes the catch for out number 3. So 3 up, 3 down for the Hawks. Wheeler will look to bounce back. We're through an inning and a half. Hebron leads 1-0. You're watching Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
With offices in Munster and Cedar Lake, Ethos Dental Group offers a full scope of general and cosmetic dentistry with expertise ranging from porcelain veneers to dental implants, crowns, and bridges. At Ethos Dental Group, you're assured that Dr. Mark Stojkovic and his associates, Dr. Emily Hansen and Dr. Brian Douts, utilize the latest in technology. Check out ethosdentalgroup.com or call 219-595-3432 to schedule an appointment. Ethos Dental Group, dental care you can believe in.
Stay with us after the game and we'll name the Ironworkers Local 395 play of the game presented by Ironworkers Local 395. To find out how you can become a union ironworker, visit ironworkerslocal395.com. Now David Linlow, the starting pitcher for the Bearcats, leads off the bottom of the second inning. So Linlow facing off against his counterpart, and he drills this one over towards shortstop. It goes over the glove of Peeler and rolls out to center field. So on base is Linlow here to open up the second inning. That was a hard-hit ground ball over to short. Peeler moved to his left, put the glove down, and it just rolled over his glove out towards center. So that puts Linlow on base. So now Wheeler working with a runner on, nobody out, sending a left-handed batter up. Works the bat near the shoulder and cracks that one foul. So the count 0-1. So I believe this is Jack Gates batting for the Bearcats. The 0-1 is high and all the way to the backstop. It's wild. That allows Linlow to scoot over one base, or he's being pinch run for, but a wild pitch moves a base runner to scoring position, and Wheeler will look to jump on that opportunity. Calvin Pallone running in place of Linlow, who's the starting pitcher, so he gets to be pinch run for. So the count 1-1, a runner on second. Gates working at the plate. Spinks delivers. He taps it away foul. We've seen a lot of velocity on that fastball by Spencer Spinks. And when that one went high over the catcher, that was a tough one for Hildebrandt to try to catch up to, and it got past him. But the count is 1-2 to Gates. The pitch just outside for a ball to even the count up at 2-2. So Gates staying alive here at the plate. The wind picking up, it's blowing in from right field. So that one misses outside for a ball. We go 3-2, but so we expect anything hit to the outfield to kind of run out of room. It's going to be a day we're going to have to put it on the ground. The payoff pitch, high and outside for ball 4. Gates works the walk against Spinks. So now the Bearcats have 2 runners on with nobody out here in the bottom of the second inning. And we'll see Vincent Tatini up to bat. Tatini playing second base, had a busy top half of this inning. He cracks this one towards third base. It drops. The throw to second in time, and they will turn 2. It's a 5-4-3 double play. So that minimizes the threat. Advancing the third was Linlow, but Gates was retired. And Tatini grounded out as well. So now Wheeler trying to stay alive with 2 away, a runner on third. This pitch is called a strike. So the right-handed batter working against right-handed pitcher. The 0-1 called strike 2. As we see Caleb McLaughlin batting for the Bearcats. He's behind 0-2. McLaughlin playing in the outfield today. And he swings through that one for strike 3. So some early trouble for the Hawks, but they get out of it with a double play and a strikeout. We're through 2 at the Steel Yard. Hebron leads 1-0. You're watching Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Flip the switch, a light turns on. Press the button, machines and instruments come to life. Touch the screen, communicate with the world. Simple tasks, guaranteed results, every second of every day. That's the power of power. And that's the power brought to you by the Nika Contractors and Electrical Workers of Local 531.
With 40 years of experience serving Indiana, Illinois, and Tennessee, Enigenberg Exteriors has only had one goal in mind: to achieve excellent customer service. From commercial and residential roofing to siding, window, and door replacement, Enigenberg Exteriors delivers 110% customer satisfaction from the first hello to the final walkthrough. Visit enigenberg.com for more information or give them a call at 219-365-2837. Enigenberg Exteriors, restoring hope one project at a time.
Top 3 here at the Steel Yard. Hebron up 1-0 over the Wheeler Bearcats. Top of the order up for Hebron, Peeler, Riley, and Sochi. This was a part of the lineup that did well against Linlow first time up, so we'll see if he has any tricks up his sleeve or adjustments made second time around. Peeler started the ballgame off with a walk. He advanced to second on a pass ball and then was brought home by an RBI single from Sochi. So now Linlow will look to try to avoid a similar outcome this time up against the top part of the Hawks order. It's Peeler, the right-handed hitting shortstop, gets ready to do some work against Linlow, the right-handed pitcher. Hebron 3-1-1 on the year. Trying to pick up a non-conference win. They've won their last 2. The pitch from Linlow. Fastball called strike 1, just on the outer third of the plate. They won against Hammond Academy of Science and Technology 6-2 on Monday. And then on Saturday at Whiting, 8-0 win there. So that's called a strike. Quickly 0-2 Linlow against Peeler. Linlow takes a peek at his catcher, Leba, and now delivers the 0-2. Off-speed pitch, dropped in for strike 3. He sends Peeler back to the dugout, caught looking. So he was able to pull the string on that one, spin it low and away. And that brings Carter Riley up with nobody on and 1 away. Here in his second at-bat, he was a strikeout victim in his first AB against Linlow. So the light's starting to take effect here at the Steel Yard. First pitch from Linlow, swung over it by Riley. On a sunny day, but some clouds throughout the sky. It's still a couple hours away from sunset, but those lights will certainly illuminate the field. But right now, if you're one of the outfielders or a corner infielder, you have to be mindful of that. Some shadows on the field. The 0-1 from Linlow. This one roped towards right field. It drops foul. It was curling outside the line, and it landed deep in foul territory on the right field side. So now the count 0-2. Riley down against Linlow. Righty on righty matchup. So he settles. And now kicks towards the plate. This one hammered towards third base, but caught by Bravo. It was a well-struck ball by Riley, but it was right at Bravo, the third baseman of the Bearcats. He didn't really have to move a muscle. Just caught it right about shoulder height for out number 2. So now Pete Sochi will bat with 2 away, nobody on. Sochi had that RBI single back in the first inning. That was how the first run, the only run so far, was scored. Curveball misses upstairs from Linlow to start the count off 1-0. So the Hawks 2 runs on 1 hit, while the Wildcats the Bearcats no runs on 1 hit. That one misses for a ball. So the count 1-0. Sochi against Linlow. So the junior pitcher settles and now goes towards the plate. This one put in the air high towards left field. Charging for it is Kutka. He reaches and can't get there. It drops behind him. It's another base hit for Sochi. He pulls up into second with a 2-out double here in the top of the third inning. So a good rip there by Sochi. It carried. And I saw Kutka have to go after it. Reached up and it just carried past his glove. So it's a 2-out double. And that brings Spinks up. Spinks, the starting pitcher for the Hawks. He had a single last time up against Linlow. The starting pitcher will look to help out his own cause. Righty on righty matchup here. Sochi off to a lead at second base. Linlow fires out of the stretch. It's low and away for a ball. Count 1-0. And it was a quick start to the inning for Linlow, so even with that double, you had him down to his last strike. And he just did something with it. Just lock in here, try to get the out at the plate. The 1-0, he steps off. He was going towards the plate, lost his footing, and had to just recover, so we'll reset here. Count remains 1-0. Here's the pitch. Poked away foul, evens the count up at 1-1. So Spinks just able to get under it and knock it away back towards the screen. Evens the count up at 1 apiece. So the righty gets ready to work out of the stretch. Looks at the runner on second, now towards the plate. This one chopped foul down the third base line. The third base coach tries to make an athletic play, but he can't get there. Have to spend more time at practice getting ready for those opportunities if he wants to earn his spot on the varsity roster. But after all that, the count 1-2. 2 away here in the top of the third. There's a runner on second base. Linlow holds the glove near the belt, spins a breaking ball upstairs. So now 2s across the board here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner on second. The Hawks lead 1-0. They have a runner in scoring position. Spinks would like to bring him home. The pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Second strikeout of the inning for Linlow. He leaves that runner stranded on second. We're through 2.5 here at the Steel Yard. Hebron leads over Wheeler 1-0. You're watching Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Earn while you learn from the best hands in the business. The Bricklayers Allied Craft Workers for Indiana, Kentucky Apprenticeship. That's right, this is a paid apprenticeship.
I'm getting an education while learning a trade and getting paid for it.
The thing that surprised me the most about this apprenticeship program is the respect I have received after the proper time and training.
Classes start soon, so apply now. There are training centers throughout Indiana and Kentucky. We are the Bricklayers and Allied Craft Workers for Indiana, Kentucky Apprenticeship. The best hands in the business.
Bottom three here in Gary, where Wheeler will look to try to get on the board here. They'll have the 9 spot, then the top of the order up to bat, so trying to get things in motion here as they have one hit. They have had a couple base runners. They had that double play that really took a lot of momentum away as Kutka leads off here. Christian Kutka playing left field this evening. So Kutka doing some damage out of the left-handed batter's box. The pitch from Spinks, swing and a miss for strike one. He was under that pitch, couldn't really get a piece of it. Good fastball from Spinks. He quickly goes through the windup again. Fires that one just outside for a ball. But we've seen that fastball has been the bread and butter for Spinks. He's got some good velocity on it. The 1-1. Fires it outside for a ball. We go 2-1. And Kutka couldn't get to that one. It was high and away, but he chased it, and the fastball evens count up at 2-2. So Spinks goes through the windup. That's low for a ball. We'll go full at 3-2. He was trying to send that fastball to the lower portion of the zone, but it just continued to fall and drop near the ankles. The payoff pitch. Called strike 3. Kutka caught looking. That brings the top of the order up with one away. Here as Spinks picks up his 4th strikeout of the day. And here's Chase Yannick, the Bearcats right fielder, who was a strikeout victim his first time up against Spinks. Looking for a different result here in the 3rd. And breaking ball spins in for a strike. Nice movement. It was looking like it was going to be high and inside. Then it just corkscrewed towards the plate, into the zone. The 0-1. Tapped away foul. So now we go 0-2. Spinks trying to stay ahead of Yannick here. The pitch. That's high for a ball. Fastball just rose too high on him. So now we go 1-2. So overall, some good stuff from the right-handed pitcher today. He's kept his team in position to hang on to this 1-0 lead. Still very early in the game, but second time through the lineup here. So we're going to miss strike 2. Yannick strikes out for the second time today. Back-to-back punch-outs for Spinks here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Keeping his team in a good spot. They lead 1-0. And Nick Machichi, the shortstop, will step up for the Bearcats, trying to get a rally going here with 2 away. His team down by a run. That's high for a ball. Look at the schedule for Wheeler. Open up the season with a loss at Washington Township. This one's knocked away foul. A 5-4 win over South Central. They fell to Andrean 12-0. Beat Westville 8-1. Tough loss against Ileana Christian. And then yesterday's game postponed due to darkness in the 5th inning when it was a 5-5 tie against Griffith. The 0-1. Sped in for a strike. It's 0-2. Had to wait a little bit for the call, but it was a strike. So Machichi trying to stay alive here against Spinks. Spinks goes through his windup towards the plate. That's high for a ball. So 2s are wild here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Nobody on. And here's the pitch. Put in the air towards left field. Going back is Riley. He camps out under it. Makes the catch for out number 3. So 3 Bearcats up, 3 down. We're through 3. And Hebron leads Wheeler 1-0 here at the Steelyard. You're watching Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Can't wait for summer, but dreading the heat because your old AC let you down? Don't sweat it out this summer. Call Economy Electric Heating and Cooling. The professionals there can fix you up. Install a central air unit that'll last for years. Your family deserves to stay comfortable. And with a 24/7 emergency service, comfort is just a phone call away. Give them a call at 219-923-4441 or check them out on the web at 4ajobdoneright.com.
Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso is a leader in athletics apparel and equipment sales. With in-house production including screen printing, trophies, embroidery, and more, Blythe's can help you to create the perfect look. For more information, visit them online at teamblythes.com. Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso, where the athletes shop.
The Athletic Performance Factory is Northwest Indiana's premier athletic training center. The 40,000 square foot state-of-the-art facility features batting cages, a sand training room, a new outdoor turf infield, and so much more. Check out the facility for one of their daily classes at 3150 45th Street in Highland. Interested in signing up for team workouts or individual lessons? Check out their website at trainapf.com or contact them at 219-750-1087. Athletic Performance Factory, where athletes are made.
Back at the Steelyard, top of the fourth inning, where the Hebron Hawks head over the Wheeler Bearcats 1-0, and they'll be sending Kenda, Wallstra, and Carpenter up to work against Linlow, who has been solid as well. Linlow, 3 strikeouts on just 3 hits allowed, has only walked 1 batter, and that was the very first batter he faced. So Linlow still working, trying to continue to put zeros on the board. Look things ahead for Wheeler. They'll be at Couts, Hammond, Morden, and then back home against Whiting. So trying to stack up some wins now here midway through April. Here's Kenda. Lefty on righty matchup. Kenda, the designated hitter for the Hawks. He drills this one through the middle of the infield. It's going to roll out to center field. It's a leadoff single for Kenda here to open up the fourth inning. So that the fourth hit of the day for the Hawks. Kenda wasted no time taking the first pitch he saw from Linlow and sending it right back through the middle of the infield. Kenda, that's his first time reaching base today, and it brings Owen Wallstra, who was a flyout victim, his first time up. So now Linlow working with a runner on first. Nobody out. He drops that one in for a strike. Nicely done. So count 0-1. Hebron got on the board in the first inning on their third batter of the day, but scoreless since, trying to add to that lead. That's going to be a strike. Showing bunt was Wallstra. He couldn't line it up. It was a good pitch by Linlow. The catcher, Label, looks the runner back to first. So now we get ready for the 0-2. Here it is. That skips outside off the umpire. The throw to second base. Kenta gets back, gets there safely. So a bit of a funky play, but it results in the runner moving up. That was a breaking ball that broke in front of the plate, and it bounced up and over towards the umpire, and it went back towards the catcher. So if the umpire was not in the way there, it probably goes to the backstop as this one skied foul and away. But the umpire probably helped the catcher there as he was able to retrieve it just a foot in front of him and then throw it on to second. But still getting there was Kenda. Here's the 1-2. This one drilled towards left field, but it loops foul. Wallstra got a good rip on it, but it just broke away towards the tarp over in left field. So the count now 1-2. Linlow looks at the runner towards the plate now. Spins that breaking ball high and outside, so that evens the count up at 2 apiece. Saw Walsh just walk out of the box a little bit there, making sure it wasn't strike 3. And now we see Linlow get set for his 2-2, working out of the stretch here. Goes towards the plate. It's outside for ball 3-2. Kenda's going to hustle over towards third base. He gets there. So a ball that got away from the catcher. The first one was a bit of a wild play. Then that one got past the backstop, and that puts Kenda just 90 feet away from scoring with the count 2-2. Still nobody out. Linlow trying to work now with the pressure intensified. Here's his 2-2 delivery. This one puts sky high towards left field. Kutka's going to charge in for it. He calls, makes the catch. Now Kenda will stay put. He tried to fake out the left fielder like he was going to go towards the plate, then he didn't. He returned quickly back to third. So that's the first out here in the fourth, and Luke Carpenter, the center fielder for the Bearcats, will step up with one away and a runner on third. Linlow settles, puts the glove near the belt, kicks and fires towards the plate. Carpenter cracks that one away, foul. So he's behind 0-1. So Linlow trying to work his way out of this early adversity here in the fourth, where the leadoff runner gets on and then scoots over to third base without Hebron needing to put the ball in play. So 0-1, one away. The pitch, that's high for a ball. So evens count up at 1 apiece. The wind is blowing in, so a windy day here at the Steel Yard. Team's trying to manufacture some runs. With Kenda, the leadoff runner, on third base. So Carpenter, the left-handed batter, trying to bring him in. He shows bunt here. Taps it down the third base line, but it rolls out of play quickly. So now the count 1-2. So Carpenter was trying to jab that fastball that was higher in the zone, jab it forward down the line, but it just broke away from him. So now the count 1-2. He'll have to dig in here. Linlow goes towards the plate now. Swing and a miss, strike 3. The throw down to first base beats him there. It's a strikeout for Linlow against Carpenter, and that really helps things out as you get the second out without having to put the ball in play. There are 2 away. There's still the runner on third base, but Travis DePra will step up and try to bring Kenta home. Kenta reached on a single, advanced on a wild pitch and a passed ball. Now he's 90 feet away from scoring. 2 away, that pitch skips outside for a ball. DePra flew out to second base back in the second inning in his first AB against Linlow. So Hebron trying to add another run here. The 1-0. That's outside as well. We go 2-0. But a really good couple of bounce-back at-bats by Linlow to get the fly out to left, a strikeout. All doing so with a runner on third base. Now he sends the 2-0 towards the plate. That's high and inside for a ball, so now 3-0. Trying to avoid the walk here. It could take away some of your momentum with 2 away, and he's been good with his command. Only 1 walk, and that was to the first batter of the game against Peeler, but trying to avoid a second walk here. The 3-0 pitch. That's low and outside. So it's a 2-out walk for DePra. That brings Hallberg up with 2 away. Runners on the corners. So Hallberg trying to do some damage here. For Linlow, you just need an out. There's a few different ways you can get it. Do whatever is necessary to get that third out and keep the run from scoring. Force is active at second. We'll see if they try to send DePra in motion. That pitch is outside, and there goes the runner, or it's a strike. But DePra steals second uncontested. So now 2 runners in scoring position, 2 away. Runners on second and third. Right-handed batter Hallberg at the plate. The 0-1. That's called a strike. So Hallberg trying to stay alive and bring the top of the order up here in the first of the 4th inning. Linlow hits ready for the 1-1 offering. That one popped high and behind the screen. That goes somewhere into the concourse. So the count 1-2. We are, in theory, in the field of play here. We're along the first base line, so I trust if something's hit this way, Zach Miller, my producer to my right, he will catch it. They call him Gold Glove Miller around the office. The 1-2. That's outside for a ball. It gets away from the catcher, but he recovers and keeps it in front of him. So now the count is 2-2, but good recovery by Labo behind the plate to track that one down, because with Kenta at third base, he could have been a threat to charge towards the plate. And now the breakthrough pitch by Linlow. He puts this one high in the air to left field. Kutka's got a path to it. Calling for it is the shortstop Machichi, and he gets there for out number 3. So good job by Linlow to sneak out of a jam. Leaves with 2 runners stranded in scoring position. We're through 3.5. Hebron leads 1-0 over Wheeler. You're watching Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Hi, this is Tim down at Tire Pros and Auto Superstore, 5200 Cleveland in Maryville. 219-887-3333 is our phone number. We've been serving the region and building relationships with our valued customers for the past 23 years. We have a wide variety of services, quality tires with the best warranty in the nation, and some of the most skilled mechanics I've ever worked with. Let us exceed your expectations. We're setting a new standard. Come on down, ask for Mike or Tim. We'll take excellent care of you. Thank you.
Some see a wrestling match. We see a 6-minute lesson in grit. Some see a coach sending a runner home. We see a mentor guiding a student athlete into the future. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
Bottom 4 here in Gary. Spencer Spink stays on the mound for Hebron. He's been pitching well. Only 1 hit allowed. He has struck out 5, 1 walk. So when you think of outstanding Hebron pitchers, there's an especially relevant example that we'll get to as Nick Bravo bats here. But you see a strong pitcher from Hebron. You think of Chad Patrick, who just made the opening day roster with the Milwaukee Brewers, a 2017 graduate of Hebron. This one drilled through the left side of the infield, through the gap at third base. It's a leadoff single for Bravo. So that's the second hit of the day for Wheeler against Spinks. Both of them from Bravo. And that starts off the 4th inning in the right way for Wheeler, but talking about Chad Patrick, the 2017 Hebron graduate, also played his college ball at Purdue Northwest. The first first product, as I get through it here, the first Northwest Indiana Oilman alumni to make it to the big leagues, playing for Milwaukee, and he's been having a good start to the year. ERA of 176. 1-0 on the year, so always exciting to see a local product in the big leagues, and Patrick making Hebron proud here. It's his alma mater, up 1-0 here in the bottom of the fourth inning, and Spinks throwing a good game here. He's behind 2-0 in this count. That's put high in the air to left field. Going back for it is Riley. He finds a path near the foul line, makes the catch for out number 1, so that leaves Bravo over at first base. He can't advance. That was hit deep by Olsen, but with the wind being how it is today, it kind of gets plateaued deep in left field and just falls down into the glove of Riley for out number 1. David Linlow, the other starting pitcher for Wheeler, will bat here as the throw down to first base. Bravo wiggles out of the tag there. Bravo responsible for both hits for Wheeler so far today. They've had a couple other runners on as Linlow sends it through the middle of the infield. That will be the third hit of the day. So Linlow reaches base for the second time this evening. He reached on an error in the second inning. Now he gets a single here in the fourth. Just like that, Wheeler up to something here with 1 away and 2 runners on. And Jack Gates, the sophomore center fielder, will look to try to get his team on the board. The pitch, Gates fouls it back off the screen. Gates walked and then was gunned down in the double play back in the second inning. So this is the part of the order that has been able to figure things out against Spinks. Bravo with 2 singles. Linlow has reached base twice. Gates walked. But other than that, it's been a lot of Bearcats players that have not. And now Spinks goes towards the plate. That's high and away. So count quickly 1-1. With Bravo on second, Linlow on first. The underclassman trying to step up for Wheeler. That pitch is outside. We go 2-1. The sophomore center fielder batting from the left-handed batter's box. No gloves on today on a cold day in Gary. That's inside for a ball. We go 3-1, but you think about that foul ball he had on the first pitch of the AB on a fastball. You're definitely feeling that, especially without the gloves on a cold day like this. Now he's showing bunt. But that pitch is outside. It's a walk for Gates. So the sophomore does his job and loads the bases for the Bearcats. Linlow moves from first to second. Bravo goes from second to third. And now Vincent Tattini will bat with the bases loaded for Wheeler. They're down by a run. They could really change that here with a good at-bat from Tattini, the second baseman. There's going to be a meeting on the mound for Hebron. So they'll talk things over. There's 1 away, so they have a variety of options on how they could try to, if they want to try to turn 2 or cook up a double play in a couple different ways. So we'll see they'll bring the corner infielders in. They'll look to go to the plate. The middle infielders, they're a little bit back, close to the bag. This bunt jab towards the screen by Tattini. It curls away from him. And that's what Hebron was looking for. That's why you bring Hallberg and Wallstra in, the corner infielders. You want to see if they can get to that. So count 0-1. Spinks settles, fires out of the stretch. Now he'll swing. He skies it towards right field. Coming in for it is Duprat. He calls off the second baseman. It drops between them. 1 run will score. They throw to second and get the force out there, but a bit of a miscue as it drops between 2 defenders allows for a run to score. So Tattini helps drive in the run. Bravo scores. Let's see how that was scored. Hit hasn't been added, so I believe that'll be an error Linlow moves from second to third. Gates was the runner thrown out at second. So good recovery by DePra to throw over to second base, and Peeler covers to retire Gates. So now the count 1-1 to McLaughlin at the plate. He lays off that one as it's called a strike. So Wheeler is able to tie up the game 1-1 here in the bottom of the fourth against Spinks. He pitches, and it's fouled away by McLaughlin towards the upper balcony. So the count 1-2. McLaughlin struck out his first time up. He works now with runners on the corners and 2 away. He's behind 1-2 in this count. Spinks gets ready and fires. That's high, and stealing second is Tatini. No throw down by Hildebrandt, so they just let him take the bag. So 2-2 with 2 away. The pitch. It's low and outside for a ball. We go 3-2. So now the Bearcats could walk the bases full here. They've really been able to craft up a rally against Spinks, who had only had 1 hit against prior to this inning. This one's chopped over to second base. Sochi gets there and throws to second in time for the third out, but Wheeler does their damage. They get a run on 2 hits. It's a whole new ball game. We're through 4 here at the Steel Yard. It's a 1-1 game. You're watching Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Quintel Incorporated is a family-owned and operated company located in Northwest Indiana that specializes in the reconditioning, repair, and remanufacturing of heat exchangers. Since 1994, Quintel has been handling jobs of all sizes throughout the country. Equipped with the most modern technology and advanced tools, Quintel provides top-notch service. When you trust Quintel for all your needs, you'll get peace of mind and a finished job that exceeds your expectations. For more info about Quintel and the services they provide, visit quintel-inc.com.
When life keeps you busy and you can't get to the store, shop online with Strack and Van Til To Go. Our to-go service is easy to use. Register using your rewards account information, fill your virtual card, and choose delivery or pickup. Once your order is in, our own Strack and Van Til team preps your order with care. With our to-go service, you can earn reward points and save time and money with our online coupons and weekly ad prices. Life made simple, shopping made easy. For more information or to sign up, visit shop.strackandvantil.com.
David Linlow still on the mound here in the top of the 5th inning. And how about this for Linlow after he had a gritty 4th inning pitching where he was able to get out of that jam with runners, 2 runners in scoring position, runners on second and third. He got a big fly out to end that inning. He then helps out his own cause with a single, the part of that rally that the Bearcats were able to craft up, and they get on the board, and now it's a tie game. But he's done a good job of battling. After surrendering the run in the first inning, he has put zeros on the board in the second, third, and fourth against a tough Hebron lineup and has kept his team in a position to try to work a comeback. Now he will face the top of the lineup, though, with Zach Peeler, who walked and scored back in the first inning. So he gets ready for his 3rd at-bat against Linlow. Top 5 here at the Steel Yard, all tied up at 1. Linlow settles and fires this pitch low and outside. Makes the count 1-0. Linlow out of the windup. This one hammered towards center field. And the second baseman, Tatini, is able to track it down to make the first out. So a good path by Tatini to go over to his right, get there for the opening out. And Carter Riley will bat with 1 away, nobody on. Riley 0 for 2 so far today, a strikeout and a line out. So he's trying to help out his team. And for Hebron, you're they've been ahead since the third batter of the game, and this one lined towards left field. It drops a few feet in front of Kutka, so it's a one-out single for Riley. He's 1 for 3 today. But talking about Pete Sochi up to bat now for Hebron, he's the one who had that RBI to start off the game, give Hebron the lead, and then they were playing with that lead for most of the game, but left runners stranded a couple times. They have left 5 runners on base so far today, and now you look where Wheeler's able to tie it up. Probably want some of those opportunities back. Linlow sends the first pitch to Sochi upstairs for a ball. Sochi's been excellent today with a single in the first that drove in a run. He had a double in the third. And it's been a big factor for these Hebron Hawks. The 1-0. That's called the strike, and then stealing second is Riley. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 away. Runner on second. Sochi trying to pick up his third hit of the ball game. The pitch from Linlow. He spins it in for a strike. Nice movement there. He was just able to grab it on the outer third of the zone. So now the count 1-2. Linlow trying to retire Sochi for the first time today. He looks over at second, now goes towards the plate. That's outside for a ball. Evens the count up at 2-2. So the wind continues to blow in. That's a factor. We've seen some hard hit baseballs, but they just really can't go too far. Haven't seen the outfielders have to go backward all that much today. The 2-2 pitch from Linlow. It's outside for a ball. Now the count full at 3-2. So 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runner on second. Sochi batting with 2 of the 5 hits for Hebron this afternoon. Stepping off the rubber is Linlow. There's activity in the right field bullpen for Hebron. So could that be the end of the day for Spinks? We will find out in the bottom half of this inning. As Sochi puts this one in the air to center field. Looking for it is Gates. The sophomore makes the catch for out number 2. So that retires Hebron's hottest hitter. And now Spencer Spinks will bat. Spinks, who's been solid on the mound so far today, will try to help out his cause. He had a single in the first inning. Marshall Hall, the sophomore right-hander, is throwing in the pen for Hebron. We'll monitor when he might come in, as we're here in the top of the 5th inning. So both teams with good efforts from their starting pitchers. Linlow goes to the plate, speeds in a strike. So he gets ahead 0-1 in this count. Righty on righty matchup. He looks at the runner on second. And then timeout is called. So the count stays 0-1. Linlow now takes a peek over at Riley on second base. Looks towards the plate and fires. Gets a strike in there to get ahead in the count 0-2. So the junior pitcher Linlow really battling for Wheeler and has kept them in this game. I think for the Bearcats, they want to try to do their part and get ahead in this game to try to get him the win. Next pitch is outside for a ball. We go 1-2. So Linlow, the junior, also can play third base. He's been really precise with his command this evening. Here's his 1-2 offering. That's chopped down the third baseline. It goes foul. We've seen only 2 walks for Linlow this evening, and for a high school pitcher, you'll certainly take that. Just that command, being able to fill up the strike zone. He has 4 strikeouts. He's been able to use his defense behind him. And he's kept the Bearcats hanging around in here. It's a 1-1 game. Hebron hasn't scored since the opening inning. The 1-2 is low for a ball, and sliding in safely at third base with the stolen bag is Riley. So now he's 90 feet away from scoring with a 2-2 count, 2 outs. He'll try to scurry across the plate on anything that's put in play. The 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. It's the 5th punch out of the day for Linlow. He leaves that runner stranded. We're through 4.5 here in Gary. It's a 1-1 tie. You're watching Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Four Seasons Mechanical proudly serves Northwest Indiana, providing quality, reasonably priced, reliable service. With a quality and comfort guarantee, the professionals at Four Seasons Mechanical offer a wide range of services in heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Whether it's residential or commercial, Four Seasons Mechanical is there 24/7. To find out more, the website is fourseasonsmechanical.com or give them a call at 219-756-7020. Four Seasons Mechanical, your indoor air quality specialist.
Our hero, Lantern Man, faces off against a nefarious insurance swindler.
I'll trick them into a contract and just keep raising the rates.
Luckily, they can make a call to Crow Company's Lantern Man. He's always ready to protect families from the insurance swindler.
I can easily defeat your overpriced policies. Fair prices always prevail when you call me, the Crown Company's Lantern Man. Crown Company's insurance professionals. Highland, Merrillville, and Michigan City.
Spencer Spinks still on the mound for Hebron here as we start the bottom of the 5th. It'll be Kutka in the top of the order. Yannick and Machichi up to bat for Wheeler as they are looking to try to take the lead after they have seen some excellent pitching from their starter, David Linlow. And Spinks has been just as good. It's been a pitcher's duel here at the Steelyard, and we'll see which team can get the upper hand. There's some shadows now over the left side of the diamond. The light's starting to take effect. That opening pitch from Spinks bounces outside of the front foot, or inside out of the front foot in front of Kutka. So it'll open the count up at 1-0. Fastball misses outside to start off the count 2-0. Here's the 2-0 delivery. That's high and away, so a quick 3-0 count. Kutka trying to do his part. If he could get on with the walk, bring the top of the order up with a base runner, it could help out the Bearcats. This is called a strike, so now it's 3-1. Kutka was a strikeout victim his first time up. Won't have to worry about it this time as that gets away from the catcher and puts Kutka on base with the walk. It's the 3rd walk of the game for Spinks, and now Wayne Straka will come out to talk things over with his right-hander. Will this be the end of the day for Spinks? We'll find out in a moment. If so, it was a very good start. And it will be. This will be the end of the day for Spinks. We will take a break. When we return, we'll introduce this new pitcher in the game for Hebron. You're watching Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
With offices in Munster and Cedar Lake, Ethos Dental Group offers a full scope of general and cosmetic dentistry with expertise ranging from porcelain veneers to dental implants, crowns, and bridges. At Ethos Dental Group, you're assured that Dr. Mark Stojkovic and his associates, Dr. Emily Hansen and Dr. Brian Douts, utilize the latest in technology. Check out ethosdentalgroup.com or call 219-595-3432 to schedule an appointment. Ethos Dental Group, dental care you can believe in.
Marshall Hall, the new pitcher in the game for Hebron here, so let's talk things over about the Enigenberg Exteriors Home Improvement Hurler presented by Enigenberg Exteriors. Hall, a sophomore right-hander with an ERA of .233 on the year. This is his third appearance. Taking a look at some of his other metrics, he's allowed 6 runs on 6 hits. With 2 earned runs on those 6 runs. He's walked 2 and struck out 6. So he picks up the ball after Spencer Spinks departs. It's your Enigenberg Exteriors Home Improvement Hurler, premier provider of roofing and siding services with over 40 years of experience. Check them out at the web at ebergexteriors.com. For Spinks, the stat line reads 4 innings pitched, 5 hits against, or 3 hits against, pardon me, that was the Hawks, who had 3 hits. 1 run, it was unearned. He walked 4 and struck out 5, although he is responsible for this runner on first base, so you can't totally shut the book on him yet. There's nobody out here in the last of the 5th. It's Hebron who goes to the bullpen first. Top of the order up for Wheeler with Chase Yannick. Yannick with Machichi on deck. Nobody out. Runner on first. Wheeler trying to crank up a rally here. So Hall settles. The sophomore righty gets ready to pitch. He delivers towards the plate. It's outside for a ball, but you heard the pop out of the glove. Some nice velocity on that fastball. Just outside the zone. So he'll look to hammer that in for some strikes. And now the 1-0. Showing bunt. Yannick pulls back. The throw down to first. They catch Kutka, but he just goes to second and is able to scoot on over there. So he steals. They threw to first, but Kutka had already broke for second. So he will move over into scoring position. That was called the strike, so the count's 1-1. Kutka doing a good job to advance, get himself out of a potential double play situation. Now Hall gets ready for the 1-1. He speeds it in there for a strike, so he gets ahead 1-2. Hall takes a peek at the runner on second, looks towards his catcher, and delivers. That's outside for a ball, evens the count up at 2-2. So the underclassman righty dropped into a big situation here with a runner in scoring position. In a tie ball game. It's a good day for Spinks. As that's outside for a ball, we'll go full at 3-2, but he leaves not in a position for a decision. As the count's 3-2. Or I think he could actually get credited with the loss as he walked to what could be the go-ahead run. So the payoff pitch fouled away off the screen. That's going to keep the count full. So 3 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Top of the order up with Chase Yannick. Trying to get a rally going for the Bearcats. Timeout is called. So Yannick returns to the box, trying to work against Hall. The righty kicks and fires towards the plate. It's outside for ball 4. 2 on for Hebron, for Wheeler here. in the 5th inning. Back-to-back walks. You'll certainly take that when you can get 2 runners on without having to put the ball in play. They were both competitive at bats, and Wheeler gets the upper hand. So Nick Achichi's up to bat with 2 on, nobody out. So he steps off the rubber. Looks the runner back to first. So Hall trying to get the first out of his appearance. That's outside for a ball. So the count's 1-0.
I remember him looking at us a couple of times, the look on his face.
So Hall trying to lock in here against Machichi. He fires towards the plate. He shows bunt, can't catch up to it. It's going to be a strike. Or no, they said he... No, it's a strike. I thought at first they said he tipped it into the glove. He started walking back to the dugout as if he thought so, but it's a 1-1 count. And now Hall speeds this one low and outside. It's a 2-1 count. The throw down to second base. Getting back in is Kutka. So now Machichi ahead in this AV. 2 balls, 1 strike. 2 runners on. He's trying to get them moving. Hall gets ready. Now the 2-1 pitch as the runners go. They throw down to first base. Kutka gets there safely. Kutka beats the throw from Hildebrandt. He has stolen 2 bases in this inning. Stole second, stole third. Now he's 90 feet away from scoring. Also stealing second was Yannick. 2 runners in scoring position. Still nobody out for Wheeler here in the bottom of the 5th inning. They're trying to take the lead here against Hebron. The pitch outside. We go full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Hall still in search of his first out of the pen. Now the sophomore gets ready for the payoff pitch. Here it is. It's driven towards second base. It gets past Sochi, rolls to right field. In to score is Kutka, and Wheeler takes the lead 2-1 here in the 5th inning. It's an RBI double for Machichi. It gives Wheeler the lead. That run gets credited to Spinks. So he allows 2 runs, 1 of them earned. But Machichi gives Wheeler the lead with that RBI double, and they're not done yet. As they have runners on second and third, still nobody out. Nick Bravo, who has 2 hits on the day, he has scored a run. He takes a first pitch strike from Hall. So Bravo trying to pick up his 3rd hit of the day. The pitch, that's outside for a ball. So now we go 2-0. Bravo playing third base for the Bearcats. 2 singles on the day and both really good pieces of contact. The 2-0 pitch, it's high and away for a ball. So now we go 3-0. So Hall in some trouble here. Just trying to get outs on the board. The 3-0. That'll be called a ball. I think that was a 2-1 pitch. Now it's a 3-1 count. Yep, the count 3-1. So Bravo trying to get on base here against Hall. Here's the pitch. That's upstairs for ball 4. The bases are full for Wheeler. For Bravo, he's on base for the 3rd time this evening. 2 singles and a walk. The bases are full, and there is nobody out. We'll see another meeting on the mound for Hebron. David Linlow will bat. Linlow now in position for the win for Wheeler with this 2-1 advantage. He's been solid on the mound. We'll see how much longer he stays in the game, but he has done a great job battling 4 straight scoreless innings after allowing a run in the first. And so he just did a really good job of battling to stay in a good spot. Hebron will look to try to work a couple outs. By whatever means they can. Still nobody out in what's been an inning where we've seen 4 Wheeler hitters up so far. 1 has scored. First pitch outside for a ball. So now the danger, if you walk Linlow, there's nowhere to put him. A walk scores a run. For Wheeler, you don't want to help out this pitcher. You want him to have to beat you with strikes here in the 5th inning. Now the 1-0. It's outside for a ball. We go 2-0. So you want to respect the hitter, but also be mindful of what damage a walk can do. It's a good position for the Bearcats to be in, though. The 2-0. Called the strike. So Hall gets back in the count, 2-1. Still in search of the first out of his appearance. The 2-1 is fouled back towards the screen. That'll even things up at 2-2. So this could be what Hall needs to get an out after he fell behind in the count, 2-0. 2 quick strikes. Now the 2-2 offer. Gets it in for strike 3. It's a strikeout looking for Olson. That's a big out for Hall. His first strikeout of the day. That's the first out. Still not out of damage. As here's Olson. That was Linlow. That was retired there. So Olson, who has reached base twice today, trying to help out his team. They're ahead 2-1. The 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 2. Good job by Hall to pull the string on that pitch with some good sideways movement. So now he's ahead. His 0-2 pitch drilled towards right field, but it curves foul into the grassy area. Out in foul territory on the right side of the diamond. So the count 0-2 still to Olson. Hall trying to retire him here and get the second out. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts for Hall. This one is swinging. Now there's 2 away for Gates up to bat. The bases are still full for Wheeler here. Gates, the sophomore, who walked to load the bases in the last inning, trying to keep the inning moving for Wheeler, who now lead 2-1, but trying to put some extra room between them and Hebron. First pitch. That hits him. It's an RBI hit by pitch for Gates. Wheeler leads 3-1. Gates helps drive in a run. In to score is Yannick. Machichi moves from second to third. Bravo goes from first to second. Gates is on first. He's reached base 3 times today. He's been walked twice and hit by a pitch. Wheeler leads 3-1. And here's Vincent Tattini. Pitch is outside for a ball. So they're 2 away. The bases are full. Wheeler has scored twice in this inning. They trailed after the 3rd batter of the game, but have been able, through some good defense, some good pitching by Linlow, and now some very good at-bats late in the game, to take a 3-1 lead here in the bottom of the 5th. That's a strike from Hall. Evens the count up at 1-1. Hall looks towards the plate, leans back, now fires to the plate. Gets it in there for a strike. We go 1-2. He's now 1 strike away from getting out of this inning, but there's been some damage done by the Bearcats. So he sets, holds the glove at the hip, goes to the plate. That's outside for a ball, evens things up at 2-2. The throw it on the third. Getting back safely was Machichi. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Hall goes out of the stretch. It's that in for strike 3. So Hall with 3 strikeouts in the inning, but Wheeler scores twice. They take a 2-1 lead. We're through 5 here in Gary. It's the Bearcats who lead 3-1. You're watching Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Flip the switch, a light turns on. Press the button, machines and instruments come to life. Touch the screen, communicate with the world. Simple tasks, guaranteed results, every second of every day. That's the power of power. And that's the power brought to you by the Nika Contractors and Electrical Workers of Local 531.
With 40 years of experience serving Indiana, Illinois, and Tennessee, Enigenberg Exteriors has only had one goal in mind: to achieve excellent customer service. From commercial and residential roofing to siding, window, and door replacement, Enigenberg Exteriors delivers 110% customer satisfaction from the first hello to the final walkthrough. Visit enigenberg.com for more information, or give them a call at 219-365-2837. Enigenberg Exteriors, restoring hope one project at a time.
Top 6 here at the Steel Yard in Gary, where Wheeler has really worked their way back into this game, taking a 3-1 lead over Hebron. David Linlow stays in the game. He's allowed 1 run on 5 hits, but has been putting up goose eggs on the board since the first inning. He struck out 4, only walked 2, and is in a good position here with Josh Kenda up to bat. Kenda singled his last time up, made it all the way to third base, but couldn't get brought across the plate. Look at things for Hebron. They've left 6 runners on base today. So you really think back to those opportunities and look at them with a little bit of regret here, as you've had some good at-bats, but Wheeler's been able to get out of those jams. Now they're ahead 3-1. So right-handed pitcher versus left-handed batter. Linlow against Kenda. The pitch fouled away. So the count's 0-1. Linlow who's really been strong today, gets Kenda to hammer this one to right field. It drops in front of Yannick, so that's a leadoff single for Kenda. It's his second base hit of the day. He's 2 for 3. And that was well struck. It brings Owen Wallstra up to bat with 1 on, nobody out. So you have to think for Hebron, you want to start a comeback. It starts now, down to 6 remaining outs. And this is when you have to start getting base runners on, and a good start for them here. And now charging towards second base is Kenda. No throw made by Hildebrand, or by Leba. So Kenda steals second. He's in scoring position. That was a strike. So the count 0-1. And timeout is called by the batter. So he'll step out of the box and we'll step back in now. This next one will be a ball as well. So Wallstra ahead 2-0. So Hebron trying to work their way back into this game, down by 2. They're out hitting the Bearcats 6-4. This one skips its way, foul down the third baseline, over the tarp into the bleachers. So the count now 2-1. Lindlow settles. Looks at the runner on second. Now he gets ready to go towards the plate. Here's his pitch. That's high for a ball. It's now a 3-1 count. Still nobody out here in the top of the 6th inning. Trying to avoid a walk here that could put 2 runners on. The 3-1 is cracked high and foul into left field, deep out of the concourse. So that loads up the count full at 3-2. And here's the payoff pitch from Lindlow. Put high in the air, foul towards the first base dugout, and that will go out of play. Thought maybe for a chance, McLaughlin had a chance to get there, but that was well out of there. So now the count remains full. Lindlow looking for the first out of this inning. He's been good so far. He's in position for the win now. His offense has helped him out. He has helped them out. When the bats weren't going, he was putting zeros on the board. Then they help him out, get 3 up in the last 2 innings. The payoff pitch, tapped away, foul. It's been a strong outing from the righty from Wheeler. Trying to get his team a win. They're 2-3 on the year. So neutral site contest here in a non-conference game, but could be a good opportunity to start stringing together some wins. The payoff pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. It's the 5th punch out of the day for Lindlow. It comes with a runner on base. That's a big spot there for the first out here of the 6th inning. And Luke Carpenter will get ready to work against Lindlow. Carpenter 0 for 2 today. He's got Kenta on second base. The pitch, it's low for a ball. Now the count 1-0. So Lindlow, the junior right-handed pitcher, trying to keep on dealing here. His 1-0 offer. That's high for a ball. We go 2-0. So righty on lefty matchup. Wallstra Struck out last time up. This is Carpenter. Carpenter was also a strikeout victim. He's ahead 2-0. The left-handed batter gets ready for the pitch. That one in for a strike. We go 2-1. Hebron in the black uniforms with white pinstripes, trying to work a rally here after they were leading since their third batter of the game, but now find themselves trailing here in the top of the sixth, down to 5 remaining outs. The 2-1 pitch. This one goes opposite field towards third base. Bravo scoops it up and throws the first. Pulled off the bag was McLaughlin, but he tags the runner out. Good recovery by McLaughlin at first base. Kenta advances to third, but there are 2 away. It's a 5-3 ground out for Carpenter. So they're now 2 away, and we'll see Travis DePra up to bat. Then we'll see a pinch hitter. New batter in for Hebron. So let's see who this is. This is Camden Mulhern. So Camden will bat with 2 away and a runner on third. So Mulhern ahead 1-0 after a first pitch ball from Lindlow. That's outside for a ball. We go 2-0. It's a cold day here at the Steel Yard. Shadows all over the field. The wind is blowing in. It's going to be tough to really drive one, but Mulhern called into action on a pinch hitting opportunity. Trying to produce here with 2 outs and a runner on third. Hebron trailing by 2. Down to 4 outs remaining. The 2-0 pitch. That's high for a ball. We go 3-0. Three balls, no strikes. Lindlow trying to get out of this inning after surrendering the leadoff single. That skips outside for a ball. It's a 4-pitch walk for Mulhern. As he steps in at a pinch hitting opportunity, gets on base. And we'll see another pinch hitter, Brock Franzman, in for Hallberg. So the Hawks calling in some reinforcements. And there'll be a meeting on the mound for the Hawks, or for the Bearcats. Talk things over with runners on the corners here. Lindlow and company just trying to get that final out. So now Lindlow prepares to face Franzman. Sends this pitch to the plate. It's a strike. Good fastball from the righty. Top of the order on deck. For Lindlow, you want to avoid having to face them, so get this out here. Here's the 0-1 pitch. So when fouled off the screen, we go 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 away, 2 runners on first and third. Wheeler leads 3-1. So they're trying to pick up their 3rd win of the season. Hebron 3-1-1 on the year. They've won their last 2, trying to keep that streak going, but they're trailing here in the top of the 6th inning. Here's the 0-2 pitch. This one's set through the middle of the infield. It's going to score a run. Kenta's in to score. Franzman produces in a pinch-hitting opportunity, moves Mulhern from first to third, and now it's a 1-run game. It's a 3-2 advantage for Wheeler here in the top of the 6th, but Hebron is working a comeback after an RBI single from Brock Franzman. That brings the top of the order up with 2 runners on, and then Franzman advances to second as well on that play, on the throw. So 2 runners in scoring position with 2 away. It's a 3-2 game. Hebron out hitting Wheeler 7-4. Linlow delivers. This one skips down the third baseline. Foul. Scooped up by the third base coach. Nice throw to the pitcher. That was a fundamentally sound play by the coach. That's why he's the coach. Just like they draw it up at practice. It's one if a coach messes up, you're going to hear about it in the dugout, so you got to execute. Anyway, here's the 0-1. That's high for a ball. Makes the count 1-1. So Hebron trying to stay alive, down to 4 outs remaining. They have the top of the order up with Zach Peeler. Peeler walked and scored back in the first inning. Trying to see if he has any heroics in his bat. That's outside for a ball. Makes the count 2-1. Runners stay put. Don't want to risk it. Late in this game. Little room for error. You have to think in the bottom half of this inning, you just need pitchers to throw strikes, get quick outs, and get your offense back up. And Peeler sends it over to short. It goes out of the glove. A run will score. We're tied. It's a tie game. Peeler gets the job done, lines it towards Machichi, who loses it out of the glove. In to score is Mulhern, and it's a 3-3 game here in the top of the 6th. Franzman moves over to third. Peeler reaches. Reaches on the error, puts runners on first and third. Riley will bat with runners on the corners, 2 away, and it's a 3-3 game. Hebron was down 3-1 at the start of this inning. They have scored twice with 2 outs to tie it up at 3. Riley, he is 1 for 3 today, trying to produce in the clutch here for the Hawks against the Bearcats. So here we go. 1-0 is the count. Righty on righty matchup. Linlow has been excellent on the mound, but now the Hawks cranking up the pressure. And now time is called by the hitter. Gets the sign from his coach. Trying to get ready to face Linlow here. Fastball is called for a strike, evens the count up at 1-1. One run in the first for Hebron, 2 in the 6th. Not done yet. Tie game here at 3. Here's the pitch. It's just outside for a ball. Taking second is Peeler. Peeler was the runner on first. He steals second. The count 2-1. So Linlow trying to work out of this jam. Get his bats back up. The 2-1 pitch. It's high for a ball. We go 3-1. So now in danger, a walk would load the bases. Just trying to get that important third out. There's nobody up in the pen for Wheeler. So for Linlow, he needs to get the third out. And we'll see who pitches in the 7th. 3-1 pitch. That's ball 4. The walk fills up the bases. It puts Riley on for the second time today. And here's Pete Sochi. Sochi's 2 for 3 with an RBI. He's up with the bases full and 2 outs here in the top of the 6th inning. And now we will have a meeting on the mound for the Bearcats. We'll talk things over with Linlow. It appears he will stay in the game. No, he will not. they're going to make an adjustment. They're going to bring in Gates to pitch. The center fielder will pitch. We will tell you more about him in a moment. You're watching Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Earn while you learn from the best hands in the business. The Bricklayers Allied Craftworkers for Indiana, Kentucky Apprenticeship. That's right, this is a paid apprenticeship.
I'm getting an education while learning a trade and getting paid for it.
The thing that surprised me the most about this apprenticeship program is the respect I've received after the proper time and training.
Classes start soon, so apply now. There are training centers throughout Indiana and Kentucky. We are the Bricklayers and Allied Craftworkers for Indiana, Kentucky Apprenticeship. The best hands in the business.
Jack Gates, the sophomore left-hander, in the pitch for Wheeler here on the top of the sixth inning with the bases full. He's an Enigenberg Exteriors home improvement hurler presented by Enigenberg Exteriors. He has been out for one appearance so far this year, where he has thrown 2 innings with 1 hit against, no runs. He has struck out 2. Enigenberg Exteriors, a premier provider of roofing and siding services with over 40 years of experience. Check them out on the web at ebergexteriors.com. So base is full here in the top of the 6th inning. Hebron has scored twice. There's potential for more for Gates. You're just trying to get an out. Force is active everywhere. He has some swing and miss stuff. He'll try to use it and get the Bearcat bats back up and try to score a run in the bottom half of this inning. And a game that was moving along quickly, and then it's been a lengthy last couple innings. So Gates trying to get some outs here, get one out here, and keep it a tie game. A big spot for the sophomore. We saw Hebron go to the pen, bring in a sophomore righty, and this one popped in the air, foul towards us. It pinballs around. It goes out of play for a long strike. Fortunately, Gold Glove Miller not called into action, but he was ready. He was making a path to the baseball, but it's a strike. And that pitch up for a ball. Sochi takes it, so it evens the count up at 1-1, but Gates just trying to get the out for the Bearcats. Count even at 1 apiece. He spins that breaking ball, backdoor for a strike. Good spot by the sophomore. And from a lefty, that could be tricky to read, especially as a right-handed hitter. Seeing how that one's going to break. It was in a good spot. Here's the 1-2. That one misses outside. He evens the count up at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 away. Hebron has scored 2. Gates trying to stop that. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Gates gets the strikeout. Leaves the bases full. Hebron scores 2, though. We're through 5.5 here at the Steel Yard. It's a 3-3 game. Hebron against Wheeler. You're watching Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Can't wait for summer, but dreading the heat because your old AC let you down? Don't sweat it out this summer. Call Economy Electric Heating and Cooling. The professionals there can fix you up. Install a central air unit that'll last for years. Your family deserves to stay comfortable. And with a 24/7 emergency service, comfort is just a phone call away. Give them a call at 219-923-4441 or check them out on the web at 4ajobdoneright.com.
Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso is a leader in athletics apparel and equipment sales. With in-house production including screen printing, trophies, embroidery, and more, Blythe's can help you to create the perfect look. For more information, visit them online at teamblythes.com. Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso, where the athletes shop.
The Athletic Performance Factory is Northwest Indiana's premier athletic training center. The 40,000 square foot state-of-the-art facility features batting cages, a sand training room, a new outdoor turf infield, and so much more. Check out the facility for one of their daily classes at 3150 45th Street in Highland. Interested in signing up for team workouts or individual lessons? Check out their website at trainapf.com or contact them at 219-750-1087. Athletic Performance Factory, where athletes are made.
Bottom of the sixth inning here in Gary. Wheeler saw their lead quickly evaporate in the top half of the inning, so they will look to strike back. They'll send McLaughlin, Kutka, and Yannick up to bat with the score tied up at 3 against the Hawks of Hebron. It's been a good game here. Hall stays in the game. We saw Hall have to try to get outs with bases low, the bases runners on base last time up. Now he enters in a different spot with the bases clean. So both underclassmen pitchers dropped into spots with a lot of adversity. Now we'll see Hall get a clean inning. Hall, a sophomore, speeds in a ball outside. It was a fastball, but it just missed on the outer portion of the plate. Now he gets ready for the 1-0, kicks and fires. That's outside as well. We go 2-0. So righty on righty matchup. McLaughlin 0 for 2 today. A strikeout and a ground out. Here's the 2-0. That's inside for a ball. A reminder that when we see great defensive plays, those are the best hands in the business, just like the Bricklayers Local 4 of Indiana, Kentucky. Join Bricklayers Local 4 and start building your career today. Visit baclocal4.org to find out more. Count 3-0. Here's the pitch. That's called for a strike. So Hall continues to battle against McLaughlin. Sophomore against junior here. The right-hander goes through his windup. That pitch is outside for a ball, so now the go-ahead runner is on for Wheeler. It's a walk for McLaughlin. And now Kutka is up. Kutka will look to get McLaughlin in motion. We'll see if they go with a sacrifice play or if they look for a hidden run. McLaughlin jumping out to a lead at first base. And Hall looks him back, throws over. McLaughlin slides back safely, though. So Hall still looking at the runner on first. Now he settles. And throws again. Still getting back safely is McLaughlin. So he's yet to throw a pitch to Kutka here. Kutka walked and scored to start off the 5th inning. At the time, that was the go-ahead run for Wheeler. That pitch is outside for a ball. But so Hall needs to try to prevent that base runner from moving. He throws again. McLaughlin gets back safely. So he's certainly aware that Hall is thinking of him. He's been able to beat that throw a couple times. 3 times, to be exact. Now the 1-0. That's high and away for a ball. We go 2-0. So Kutka not doing him any favors, doesn't chase. We've seen that from Wheeler. If you want to beat them, you have to throw strikes. The 2-0. Swing and a miss, strike 1. So a good bounce back pitch from Hall. So Hall trying to do some pitching here against Kutka. The 2-1. Spins it high for a ball, makes it a 3-1 count. So Hall get three strikeouts actually. Yeah, 3 strikeouts his last inning of work. Swing and a miss, strike 2. It's the full count. So 3 balls, 2 strikes. Getting ready for the payoff pitch. Hall against Kutka. Righty on lefty. Runner on first, nobody out. The payoff pitch, called strike 3. It's the 4th strikeout of the day for Hall, who's in his 2nd inning of work, and that's at a big spot to retire the number 9 hitter. Brings Chase Yannick up with 1 away and a runner on, but a payoff pitch, if you walk him, put 2 runners on for the top of the order, that could have been tricky. So it's still a tough spot, but more manageable here. The pitch from Hall. It's outside for a ball. Yannick reached base on a walk in the 5th inning and scored, but he has 2 strikeouts on the day. Those were against Spinks. I'll count 1-0. The pitch. Inside. Or no, let's call it a strike, so it evens the count up at 1-1. Got ahead of myself there. So 1-1 with 1 away, a runner on first. Yannick trying to help his team take the lead. He knocks that one away foul towards the screen behind home plate. So now Hall is ahead 1-2. Sophomore righty on a junior batter. Yannick is a senior, the 1-2. Called strike 3. It's the 5th strikeout for Hall. Every out he has recorded has been a punch out. 2 strikeouts looking. Or actually, 4 of the 5 have been looking. So some good stuff overall from the sophomore. And here's Nick Machichi, the junior right-handed hitter. So Hall kicks and fires towards the plate. That's high for a ball. Starts the count 1-0 against Machichi, who had an RBI double in the 5th inning. And now the 1-0 pitch. That's a fastball for a strike. Evens the count at 1-1. Hall looks around, goes to the plate. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Some good life on that fastball. The sophomore heating up here. He's struck out 5 already. Trying to get a big punch out. Bring his team up to start the 7th inning. They will have Spinks, Kenda, and Walstra, the 1-2-3 up. The 1-2. That's high for a ball. Evens things up at 2-2. For Wheeler, they're trying to work a rally here with 2 outs, prevent their bats from having to come up again if they can score here and then close it out on the top of the 7th. Now the 2-2. That's called strike 3. Hall strikes out the side. We're through 6 here at the Steel Yard, tied up at 3. We'll see which team can take advantage of this tie as we get ready to start the 7th inning. You're watching Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Hi, this is Tim down at Tire Pros and Auto Superstore, 5200 Cleveland in Maryville. 219-887-3333 is our phone number. We've been serving the region and building relationships with our valued customers for the past 23 years. We have a wide variety of services, quality tires with the best warranty in the nation, and some of the most skilled mechanics I've ever worked with. Let us exceed your expectations. We're setting a new standard. Come on down, ask for Mike or Tim. We'll take excellent care of you. Thank you.
Some see a wrestling match. We see a 6-minute lesson in grit. Some see a coach sending a runner home. We see a mentor guiding a student athlete into the future. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
Top of the 7th inning here in Gary. Leo Stauder with you on the call. Zach Miller, Mike Dewan, Justin Cole round out the rest of our crew. Thank you for joining us here as we've had a good one in store or on our hands so far. Hebron scored 1 in the first. Then Wheeler answered back with 1 in the 5th, 2 in the 6th to take a 3-1 lead, but then 1 in the 4th, 2 in the 5th. Then in the top of the 6th, it was Hebron who answered right back with 2 runs to tie it up at 3. And now Jack Gates is on the mound for Wheeler, trying to get 3 outs, then get his team's bats back up, see if they can walk it off here at the Steel Yard. You will see a pinch hitter in for Hebron. This will be the pitcher, Marshall Hall, so he's in for Spinks entirely. So Hall will get his first at-bat of the day. Sophomore on sophomore, both being used in relief here. So Linlow playing second base now for Wheeler. And Tatini will play center field. And so the first pitch from Gates, sent towards third base where it's scooped up by Bravo. He throws the first, skips it, and it gets away. It gets away from McLaughlin. Hall is on base. He's racing to second. He gets there. So that is the start to the inning Hebron wanted. The throw pulls the first baseman off the bag. It gets passed towards the wall, and it puts Hall in scoring position. So a big spot here for the Hawks. And Hall, is he going to be pinch run for? No, he's going to stay in. He was going towards the dugout. I think he was actually just returning some of his equipment. Turning the shin pad and the elbow guard. So the sophomore delivers there, and now it's Josh Kenda, who has 2 hits on the day. He has scored a run. Trying to deliver yet again. The pitch from Gates. Low for a ball. Gates settles. Delivers the 1-0. It's away for a ball. It's called a strike. Evens the count up at 1-1. So Gates settles and fires. The off-speed pitch is inside for a ball, makes it a 2-1 count. So we saw Gates got a clutch strikeout to end the 6th inning, now trying to work with a runner in scoring position. The 2-1 count. That's outside for a ball. We go 3-1. Nobody out here in the top of the 7th. Hebron trying to take the lead after they were able to scratch a couple runs across the plate in the top of the 6th to tie it up at 3. Here's the 3-1 pitch. That's called a strike. Fills up the count at 3-2. So Gates gets ready for the payoff pitch. Lefty on lefty matchup here. He kicks and fires. It's low for ball 4. Kenda walks. He's on base for the 3rd time today. So 2 runners on for the Hawks here in the top of the 7th inning. Here's Owen Wallstra. Wallstra 0 for 3 on the day, but he could break out of that in a big way here against Gates. Here's the pitch. He curls it in for a strike. Nice breaking ball by Gates. A sophomore southpaw with a good curveball there. Starts the count off 0-1. Swing and a miss, strike 2. He gets ahead here. And that's what Gates needs, a good pitch mix here, mixing speed and location to get ahead in this count. The 0-2. Put high in the air to right field. Looking forward is Yannick. He finds a path to the baseball, makes the catch. The runners will stay put. That's the first out of this inning. The Bearcats needed it. So 1 away here. And Luke Carpenter will bat with 2 runners on. Kenta on first, Hall on second. Gates looks to the runner on second, now goes towards the plate. Showing bunt is Carpenter, but it spins behind him for a ball. So he lost his grip on that one. So the count 1-0. The pitch. Chopped high towards the foul pole in left field. It curls out of the yard. So that's a long strike. Evens the count up at 1-1. Gates pitching against Carpenter. Lefty against lefty. So Carpenter, senior, trying to be the hero for his team here in the top of the 7th. The 1-1. It's in there for a strike. Nice off-speed delivery by Gates. Makes it a 1-2 count. His next pitch. That's outside, evens it up at 2-2. So Gates settles. Looks to the plate, kicks and fires. That's low. That will fill up the count. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 away. 2 on for the Hawks here on the top of the 7th inning in a non-conference game here at the Steel Yard. The payoff pitch. It's inside for ball 4. The bases are full for Hebron. They could take the lead here as Camden Mulhorn, who walked and scored back in the 7th inning, will look to do some work. With 1 away, Mulhorn in a pinch-hitting opportunity walked and scored a big run for Hebron. The pitch from Gates, swing and a miss. That's what Gates needs to do, throw strikes. You have nowhere to put this batter. Now the 0-1. He swings over it for strike 2. Gates gets ahead in this AB. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 away. Now the 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Gates gets his second punch out of the day. Retires Mulhorn, and now it's up to Franzman with the bases full. 2 away. He could give his team the lead. Gates trying to sneak out of this jam. Junior outfielder up to bat for Hebron. The first pitch from Gates. He takes it outside for a ball. So the count 1-0. Next offering from Gates. Tries to backdoor it, but misses. Count now 2-0. So Gates gets ready and delivers. Gets it in there for a strike, makes it a 2-1 count. So the lefty working, really living on those outside corners against right-handed hitters. Gets another strike in that spot. The 2-1 pitch. Put in the air to the right side of the diamond. Going for it is McLaughlin. Will it stay in play? No, it doesn't. It goes towards the seats along the baseline. Out of play. So the count evened up at 2-2. Gates is one strike away from getting out of this jam, leaving the bases full. But can the Hawks get the upper hand here? 2-2, 2 away, runner at every station, tied up at 3 here in the top of the 7th. The breakthrough pitch. This one sent back towards shortstop. It's gobbled up by Machichi. He throws to second in time to get the out. The fielder's choice ends the inning. And Hebron leaves the maximum. So we go to the bottom of the 7th. Wheeler will look to walk it off. Tied up at 3. You're watching Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Quintel Incorporated is a family-owned and operated company located in Northwest Indiana that specializes in the reconditioning, repair, and remanufacturing of heat exchangers. Since 1994, Quintel has been handling jobs of all sizes throughout the country. Equipped with the most modern technology and advanced tools, Quintel provides top-notch service. When you trust Quintel for all your needs, you'll get peace of mind and a finished job that exceeds your expectations. For more info about Quintel and the services they provide, visit quintel-inc.com.
When life keeps you busy and you can't get to the store, shop online with Strachan Van Til To Go. Our to-go service is easy to use. Register using your rewards account information, fill your virtual card, and choose delivery or pickup. Once your order is in, our own Strachan Van Til team preps your order with care. With our to-go service, you can earn reward points and save time and money with our online coupons and weekly ad prices. Life made simple, shopping made easy. For more information or to sign up, visit shop.strachanvantil.com.
So here we go, bottom of the 7th inning here at the Steel Yard in Gary. You see the score up there, tied at 3. Wheeler trying to work a rally here to try to walk it off, or for Hebron, they're trying to put a 0 on the board, force extras. It's been a good game here in Gary between two non-conference opponents getting to play at a professional stadium. And this is the type of game you remember, playing in a close one here at the Steel Yard. This has been fun for everyone involved. Let's see how much more baseball we have in store today. Nick Bravo leads off. He has reached base 3 times today for Wheeler. He has singled twice. He has walked. He scored a run. He has been solid for the Bearcats. This is who you want up. Let's see if he can reach base again. Marshall Hall, who has struck out 6 batters in 2 innings of work. He has recorded 6 outs. They have all been strikeouts. He gets ready to face Bravo here. He spins in a strike for the first pitch against Hall, or against Bravo. The 0-1. That's outside for a ball. So Hall has allowed 1 run, but has really been throwing some good stuff on the mound. Trying to keep things alive for his team while the Bearcats trying to put an end to the day. Here's the 1-1. That's called a strike. He grabs the inner third of the plate to make it a 1-2 count. So Hall against Bravo, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Leadoff batter here in the 7th. The pitch. Outside, evens the count up at 2-2. So Bravo trying to reach base for the 3rd time tonight. He gets ready as Hall gets the sign from his catcher. The pitch. Put in the air to right field. Going back is Dupras towards the gap, and he makes the catch. Dupras was going all the way back. Or that was Mulhorn going all the way back for the out. What a play by Mulhorn for the first out. That could have been extra bases. It was well struck into that gap. Mulhorn reaching across his body. You see it again there for the first out. And that right there. Some of the best hands in the business, just like the Bricklayers Local 4 of Indiana, Kentucky. Check out baclocal4.org to find out how you can join the oldest continuous union in North America. So how about that? The Bearcats' best hitter up to bat crushes one towards right field. Mulhorn, who was brought in as a pinch hitter, gets to it for the first out. What a play. And now it's Lindlow up to bat. Lindlow fouls off the first pitch from Hall. So the count even up at 1-1. The breakthrough pitch outside for a ball. That could have just taken a run off the board, that catch by Mulhorn. And you figure that was probably going to be at least a double for Bravo. But Mulhorn gets to it, makes the play after how hard that was hitting the gap. This one skips its way in to make the count 3-1. We really haven't seen too many deep hits today. The wind has been howling in, but Bravo crushes one, and even better defensive play keeps Hebron in it. Here's the 3-1 pitch from Hall. Swing and a miss, strike two. We'll have a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Lindlow working against Hall. Lindlow 0 for 3 so far today. He was the starting pitcher for Wheeler. He threw a great game. The payoff pitch is outside, and now he is on base. Works a walk with 1 away. And Braden Olson steps up to bat. Olson has been able to reach base twice today. An error put him on, and then he singled. I think we're going to see a pinch runner for Lindlow. Calvin Pallone will take the place of Lindlow on first base. And he will be trusted upon to try to score the winning run and walk it off for the Bearcats. So now the third base coach of the Bearcats talking things over with the home plate umpire. Getting things sorted out here. As we see Olson reach base twice, trying to step up in the clutch for Wheeler. We'll see how aggressive they are trying to move Pallone from first to second. So Hall gets ready. Now he fires the first pitch. It's outside. Pallone really off to a strong lead. But the pitch was outside for a ball to make it a 1-0 count. Gates and Tatini on deck for Wheeler. Their batters waiting to try to keep stringing together a rally. The 1-0 inside, or it's called a strike, grabs the inner portion of the zone. Hall evens the count up at 1-1. Here's the 1-1 pitch from Hall. Called strike two. The throw down to second. Sliding in safely is Pallone. He swipes second. Now he's in scoring position. As he's able to take the base. That was actually called a ball, so it's a 2-1 count. Count now 2-1 for Hall pitching against Olson. So Olson trying to deliver here. Or might be a 1-2 count. I think that's what the umpire just signaled. Anyway, here's the pitch. Olson chops it high. Anyway, now there are 2 strikes in the count. There are for sure 2 strikes now. So 1-2 with 1 away. Olson trying to help the Bearcats out. They have a runner on second base. Pallone, he's going for 3. Swing and a miss, strike 3. The slide. He's safe. Pallone steals third on the strikeout. So he's 90 feet away from scoring. As Olson goes down swinging. Here's Jack Gates, the sophomore, up to bat. He has been pitching in relief for the Bearcats. He could be the hero with Pallone on third base. He worked out of a jam in the top half of the inning, left the bases loaded, got out of it. He has reached base 3 times today. 2 walks and a hit by pitch. He drove in a run. He takes a first pitch strike from Hall. The left-handed hitter trying to put the ball in play, get Pallone going towards the plate. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Hall. Swing and a miss for strike 2. So the count is 0-2 with 2 away. There's a runner on third base. Gates trying to be the hero for the Bearcats, down to his last strike. The pitch from Hall. He pokes it forward. Hall's going to leave the mound. He throws to first in time for out number 3. So we are heading to extras here in the Steel Yard, tied up at 3 through 7. We'll see the Bats of Hebron up next. You're watching Game Night in the Region on Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Four Seasons Mechanical proudly serves Northwest Indiana, providing quality, reasonably priced, reliable service. With a quality and comfort guarantee, the professionals at Four Seasons Mechanical offer a wide range of services in heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Whether it's residential or commercial, Four Seasons Mechanical is there 24/7. To find out more, the website is fourseasonsmechanical.com or give them a call at 219-756-7020. Four Seasons Mechanical, your indoor air quality specialist.
Our hero, Lantern Man, faces off against a nefarious insurance swindler.
I'll trick them into a contract and just keep raising the rates.
Luckily, they can make a call to Crow Company's Lantern Man. He's always ready to protect families from the insurance swindler.
I can easily defeat your overpriced policies. Fair prices always prevail when you call me, the Crown Company's Lantern Man. Crown Company's insurance professionals. Highland, Merrillville, and Michigan City.
Top 8 here in Gary. Extra innings in store for us between Hebron and Wheeler. Both teams had chances in the 7th inning, but good job by the opposing defenses. You think about the pitching from Gates to get out of that jam. He had the bases full, but got some big outs, a strikeout, and then a fielder's choice. And then for Hebron, the great catch in right field by Camden Mulhorn to take extra bases off the board, off the bat from Bravo. And then some good pitching by Marshall Hall to get a strikeout and then a ground out. So now Gates on the mound for Wheeler, trying to put outs on the board, get a 0 up. We'll see the top of the order lead it off for Hebron. Peeler, Riley, and Sochi, the 1-2-3 for Hebron. This is who you want up. Try to get them to put some runs on the board and then call upon your pitching. Hall's been solid so far. Try to get him to get outs in the bottom half. We're going to play it as is. Those are the rules, so no runner on second here in extras. Just normal baseball, so Hall leads it off. First pitch from Gates. Taken for a strike. Nice delivery from the sophomore lefty. Facing Peeler, who has reached twice on a walk and an error. Peeler goes through the middle of the infield. He reaches base for a 3rd time today. He starts off the 8th inning with a single. So Peeler scored the opening run in the game after he walked in the 1st inning. And he reached on an error in the 6th, and now he singles. And I think we're going to see some adjustments. He's going to be pinch run for. Peeler will be taken out in place of Tommy Carpenter, the freshman. So they bring in the underclassman, trying to move his way along the bases. So Carpenter, the runner on first. Younger brother of Luke Carpenter. He's in the lineup for, he's the center fielder for Hebron. First pitch taken for a ball by Riley. So count 1-0, Gates against Riley. Riley has reached base twice today. He singled in the 5th, walked in the 6th. He's ahead in this count, shows bunt, taps it, but it goes behind him. Goes past the catcher. So that evens the count up at 1-1 on the foul ball. Playing extras here at the Steel Yard. It's been a good game. Hebron scored in the 1st, 1 run, then in the 4th. Wheeler adds 1. They add 2 more in the 5th. Hebron ties it up with 2 runs in the 6th, and now we are even at 3. The off-speed ball, breaking ball, high for a ball. We go 2-1. So Gates settles, kicks and fires. That's fouled off the catcher, evens the count up at 2-2. Gates trying to get the first out of this inning. Leba doing a good job of wearing that one, the catcher. So he'll get ready to resume play. Count 2-2. Carpenter on first base, nobody out. Hebron trying to break through here with the score locked up at 3. The 2-2 pitch. Popped high in the air. This will go behind the screen. Foul. Bounces off some of the seats behind home plate. Still a lot of fans braving the elements. Sitting out here, as certainly the temperature has dropped a little bit. It's about 41 degrees here in Gary, with the wind blowing in as well. You see Boone Grove playing the game after. They've been hanging out most of this game. They were very early to get here. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Now the throw over to second base. Carpenter swipes second, but Riley goes down swinging. And now Carpenter called out. So it's a strike him out, throw him out. I think they're going to say he was off the bag. So now he's caught stealing. Now there are 2 away for the Hawks after they got the leadoff runner on. And now he is out. So 2 away, nobody on. Sochi up to bat, trying to get a rally going with 2 away. He fouls off the first pitch he sees, but I mentioned Boone Grove has been here since the first inning of this game. Their game, I believe, was expected to start around 7. Clearly not the case. They will be here much later tonight, and they probably came here straight after school. They've been waiting. Their opponent, not sure where they are, but next pitch inside for a ball. So the Wolves have been waiting for a while to play. Seeing they've made several trips over the concession stand, just trying to stay loose and stay warm, most importantly. The 1-1. High for a ball. So it's a doubleheader here at the Steel Yard, but game 2 still going to start sometime after this. The count now 2-1. The pitch from Gates, poked away, foul, evens the count up at 2-2. So now Gates a strike away from getting out of the top of the 8th inning here, trying to get his team's bats back up. It'll be 7-8-9 Tatini, McLaughlin, and Kutka up for Hebron. That pitch outside for a ball. We go full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, nobody on. Gates against Sochi. That one's low for ball 4. It's a 2-out walk for the Hawks' second baseman. And now Marshall Hall will bat with 2 away and the potential go-ahead run on base. So here's the 2 pitchers battling against each other. Gates against Hall. Hall reached on an error in the 7th inning, but was left stranded at third base. He puts this one in the air to right field. Looking for it is Yannick. He gets under it and makes the catch for out number 3. So Hebron leaves a runner stranded. Good pitching from Gates. And now Wheeler will get ready to bat in the bottom of the 8th. That's next. You're watching Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
With offices in Munster and Cedar Lake, Ethos Dental Group offers a full scope of general and cosmetic dentistry with expertise ranging from porcelain veneers to dental implants, crowns, and bridges. At Ethos Dental Group, you're assured that Dr. Mark Stojkovic and his associates, Dr. Emily Hansen and Dr. Brian Douts, utilize the latest in technology. Check out ethosdentalgroup.com or call 219-595-3432 to schedule an appointment. Ethos Dental Group, dental care you can believe in.
Zach Peeler in the pitch here in the bottom of the 8th for Hebron. So he is another Enigenberg Home Exteriors Home Improvement hurler, presented by Enigenberg Exteriors. Peeler, 2.33 ERA in 1 appearance so far this year. He went 3 innings, allowing 4 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned, 2 walks, and 5 strikeouts for the junior right-hander. Enigenberg Exteriors, your all-in-one roofing specialist. Visit ebergexteriors.com for a quote. So Wheeler will look to face the bottom 3 in the lineup for Wheeler here. Peeler, the righty, has been solid at the plate today, so now he'll look to do some damage on the mound. He's facing Tatini here, who has reached base once today. He fouls this one away. So the count now evened up at 1-1. So Tatini up to bat. McLaughlin and Kutka waiting in the wings. Wheeler trying to walk it off here against Hebron. The 1-1 pitch from Peeler. That's high for a ball. Count now 2-1. So Wheeler scoreless since the 5th. That pitch low for a ball. 3-1, so they're trying to get Tatini on base. They've had base runners. They've left 9 runners on base today. Tatini takes that pitch inside for a walk. He will be on base for the second time. He represents the winning run. And here's Caleb McLaughlin, the Bearcats' first baseman, up to bat. He walked in the 6th inning. He's 0 for 2 officially, but has that walk. He works with a runner on first base. They'll bring the third baseman in, expecting a potential bunt. So Peeler looks over at the runner on first base. Now he goes towards the plate. Jabs it. It goes out of play. It's foul. So that's a first pitch strike. So quickly 0-1 the count for Peeler against McLaughlin. Kutka on deck. Then it's the top of the order. Yannick waiting there as well. 0-1 the count. Tied up at 3 here in the last of the 8th inning. The pitch from Peeler. The bunt. He can't line it up. That'll be a strike. So behind 0-2 is Caleb McLaughlin. Now he will be swinging. So tried to sacrifice but couldn't quite catch up to those pitches from Peeler. Here's the 0-2. He skips it towards shortstop. Hustling to second is the runner, and that one gets away. Tatini gets the second. Now he races to third. He gets there. So the throw off the mark, it allows Tatini to get to third. McLaughlin is on base. There are runners on the corners with nobody out for Wheeler here in the bottom of the 8th inning. They will bring in a pinch hitter to try to walk it off. Up to bat, Keegan Kuhl, a junior right fielder. Kuhl was also part of the football team for Wheeler. And he puts this one in the air to right field. Going for it is Mulhorn. He makes the catch. Tagging and trying to score is Tatini. He's hustling towards the plate. The throw! Not in time! Tatini scores and Wheeler walks it off here at the Steel Yard. They defeat Hebron 4-3 on the RBI flyout from Kuhl at a pinch hit spot. He delivers for his team. They win it 4-3 here in Gary. So Wheeler wins it. They pick up their 3rd win of the year. They improve to 3-3 on the year while Hebron falls to 3-1. We will hand out some post-game hardware just after this quick break. So this has been a great one here. Wheeler wins it 4-3. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Flip the switch, a light turns on. Press the button, machines and instruments come to life. Touch the screen, communicate with the world. Simple tasks, guaranteed results, every second of every day. That's the power of power. And that's the power brought to you by the Nika Contractors and Electrical Workers of Local 531.
With 40 years of experience serving Indiana, Illinois, and Tennessee, Ennigenberg Exteriors has only had one goal in mind: to achieve excellent customer service. From commercial and residential roofing to siding, window, and door replacement, Ennigenberg Exteriors delivers 110% customer satisfaction from the first hello to the final walkthrough. Visit Ennigenberg.com for more information, or give them a call at 219-365-2837. Ennigenberg Exteriors, restoring hope one project at a time.
Back at the Steel Yard here in Gary, where Wheeler has walked off Hebron 4-3. It was a great game here. Thank you for everyone who tuned in all night. We will start handing out some hardware now. It's time to name the Crowell Companies Lantern Man Superhero of the Game. Crowell Companies, the insurance professionals. And so tonight's Lantern Man Superhero of the Game tonight we'll go with Keegan Kuhl. He was brought in as a pinch hitter. He gets the RBI to walk it off for Wheeler. So even though he was only in for one at-bat, he delivered in the clutch to help Wheeler win. So moving along, we will go with the Boilermakers Local 374 Blue Collar Player of the Game. It's time to name our Boilermakers Local 374 Blue Collar Player of the Game, brought to you by Boilermakers Local 374. The Blue Collar Player of the Game tonight was David Linlow from Wheeler, the starting pitcher. He went 5 2/3 innings pitched, 7 hits against 2 earned runs. He walked 4 and struck out 4, and he put a lot of zeros on the board in a spot where Wheeler needed him to, and kept this a close game. It was 1-0 for most of this game. Then the Wheeler offense heated up, and so he is the Blue Collar Player of the Game. Earn while you learn with Boilermakers Local 374. And now it's time to name the Ironworkers 395 Player of the Game, presented by Ironworkers Local 395. For more information on the apprenticeship program, check out ironworkers395.com. We will go with that catch by Camden Mulhorn in right field. That was the first out of the 7th inning. It was a tremendous play to take away extra bases from Nick Bravo. He had to go all the way back deep to right field. We see it again here. This was crushed off the bat. Mulhorn, having to reach across his body, makes the play. I mean, that surely would have been 2, maybe 3 bases out to right field, but a great catch by him. That was tonight's Ironworkers 395 Player of the Game, presented by Ironworkers Local 395, Union Strong. So now let's thank everyone involved with tonight's broadcast, to our management team at the Region Sports Network, Chris Ramirez, Rich Castillo, Zach Miller, and Mike Dewan. To our producers and cameramen today, Zach Miller, Justin Cole, and Mike Dewan. Great job, guys, braving the elements, getting all the action. To the coaches from each side, Wayne Straka from Hebron and Daniel Stewart from Wheeler. The athletic directors, Todd Amazak from Hebron and Riley Kruk from Wheeler. And to the viewers at Facebook/Region Sports Nation, YouTube/Region Sports Network, and regionsports.com. This is Leo Staudaher thanking you. You've been watching Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.